Does it feel like you are a magnet for broken people? Every time you think you have found someone, the relationship turns into a renovation project. You end up being the therapist, the cheerleader, and the rescuer, constantly pouring your energy into someone who needs fixing. And after a while, you start to wonder if you are cursed, or if maybe an easy, simple love just is not in the cards for you. But what if it is not bad luck? What if this is not a curse, but a choice? A choice your subconscious is making for you based on a script it learned a very, very long time ago. If you are nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone, and this pattern is no coincidence. This attraction to people who need saving has deep psychological roots, often called the savior complex. But let us be clear, this is not a character flaw. It is an old survival strategy you probably learned in childhood. The problem is, that strategy has long outlived its usefulness, and now it is costing you your peace of mind. The good news? Any pattern that was learned can be unlearned. But to break it, you have to understand why it is happening in the first place. We're going to explore the 3 core reasons you keep getting drawn to partners you feel you have to fix, and most importantly, what you can do to finally break that cycle and make room for the healthy, reciprocal love you actually deserve. So, let us get into it. Why do you keep ending up in the rescuer role? It almost always comes back to the original love map that was drawn for you as a kid. Reason number 1. You learned that love is earned, not given. For many people with a savior complex, their first experience of love came with a job description. This is a psychological concept called parentification. It is what happens when the roles in a family get flipped. Instead of your parents taking care of you, you were put in a position of taking care of them, emotionally or otherwise. Maybe you had a parent struggling with their mental health and addiction, or who was just completely overwhelmed. You became their little confidant, the family mediator, or the one responsible for holding it all together. People might have praised you for being so mature for your age, but what you were actually learning was a dangerous lesson. Your value comes from how useful you are to others. You learned that love is not given freely. It is something you have to earn by taking care of someone else. Your needs got pushed to the back of the line. Fast forward to your adult dating life. Your subconscious, still running on that old software, scans the world for a familiar role to play. A partner who is emotionally stable and self-sufficient does not compute. There is no job for you in that relationship. So, you find yourself drawn to partners who are struggling or emotionally unavailable. Because on a deep, unconscious level, they give you a chance to feel worthy in the way you first learned how. Fixing them feels like securing love. Saving them feels like your purpose. But it is not love. It is labor. And it is a painful repeat of a pattern that has always left you neglecting the one person who needed you most, yourself. Reason number 2. You mistake intensity for intimacy. Have you ever been in a relationship that felt like a roller coaster? Insane highs, crushing lows, and passionate makeups after huge fights. If you grew up in a chaotic environment, that feeling of intensity can easily be mistaken for intimacy. A nervous system wired for drama often finds peace and stability to be, well, a little boring. This is where a powerful psychological hook called intermittent reinforcement comes into play. It is the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. You pull the lever again and again, getting nothing. Then, just when you are about to give up, you hit a small jackpot. That unpredictable reward is incredibly powerful and keeps you coming back for more. In relationships, it works the same way. A partner who is mostly distant might suddenly give you a burst of affection or a moment of intense connection. This hot and cold behavior is confusing, but it also creates a surprisingly strong bond. Your brain gets a dopamine hit, not just from the reward, but from the anticipation of it. This creates a powerful cycle of hope that keeps you hooked, always trying to figure out the right combination of things to do to get that jackpot of love again. So when you finally meet someone who is consistent and emotionally available, it can feel weird. Their kindness has no strings attached. Their presence is steady. There are no dramatic peaks and valleys. To a nervous system that learned to equate chaos with passion, this calm can feel like a flat line. You might think there is just no spark, but what you have been calling a spark might have just been anxiety all along. What you are interpreting as boredom could actually be the feeling of safety, a feeling your body simply has not learned to trust yet. Reason number 3. You are using fixing to avoid your own vulnerability. This might be the toughest one to face. Often, the drive to fix someone else is just a very clever strategy to avoid looking in the mirror. It feels safer to be the savior than to be the one who needs saving. It is a lot easier to be the therapist than to be the patient. There is a psychoanalytic term for this: projective identification. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. We all have parts of ourselves we do not like. Feelings of being broken, unworthy, or not good enough. Instead of facing those feelings in ourselves, we unconsciously project them onto someone else. We find a partner who seems to embody these broken qualities, and then we dedicate all our time and energy to fixing them. See the genius of this defense mechanism? By focusing all your energy on your partner's issues, you never have to turn the spotlight on your own. The relationship becomes a distraction that shields you from the terrifying risk of real intimacy. True intimacy requires vulnerability. It means being truly seen, flaws and all, and trusting that the other person will stay. For someone who learned their worth was conditional, that level of exposure can feel downright impossible. Being the rescuer keeps you in control. You are the strong one, the one with the answers. This dynamic ensures you never have to be the one to ask for help, admit you are struggling, or reveal the parts of yourself you are afraid are unlovable. Saving them is a way to love them from a safe distance without ever having to risk being truly seen yourself. Before we get into how to break this cycle, just take a second to reflect. Does any of this hit home? The parentified child? The addict for intensity? The fear of being seen? Let me know in the comments. Just sharing your story can be a powerful first step in taking back control. Recognizing the pattern is honestly the hardest part. So if you have made it this far, the work has already begun. Breaking this cycle is not about blaming your past partners or shaming yourself. 'Tis about taking radical responsibility for your own healing. That deep desire to save others is a giant, flashing sign pointing to your own unmet needs. So, how do we start to rewire this? Step 1. Acknowledge the pattern without judgment. First things first, stop beating yourself up for this. Your tendency to rescue was not born from a desire to control. It was born from a need to survive. It was a brilliant adaptation to a tough situation. That inner rescuer kept you safe once. The problem is, that survival strategy is now keeping you from thriving. So, the next time you feel that magnetic pull towards someone who screams, "I need fixing," just pause. Acknowledge the feeling. You can literally say to yourself, "Ah, there it is. My old rescuer pattern is showing up. I see it." By observing it without judging it, you strip it of its power. You are not your patterns. You are the one who is aware of them. And in that awareness, you create just enough space to make a different choice. Step 2. Turn the focus from them to you. For most of your life, your focus has probably been pointed outward. What do they need? How can I help? How do I fix this? The healing starts when you finally, bravely, turn that focus inward. Start asking yourself the questions no one ever encouraged you to ask. What do I need right now? What would make me feel supported and nourished? What does a healthy relationship actually look like for me? This is going to feel strange, maybe even selfish, because your sense of worth has been tied to self-neglect for so long. But this is the work. Your job is no longer to be someone's savior. Your job is to become a student of yourself. True self-worth is not earned by how much you give away. It is found in how well you listen to and honor yourself. Step 3. Practice loving detachment and set real boundaries. Here is a hard truth. Trying to save someone is not love. It is a form of control. When you try to fix another person, you rob them of the dignity of their own journey. You also take on a responsibility that was never yours to carry in the first place. The real solution is to practice loving detachment. Detachment is not about being cold or abandoning someone. It is about respecting their autonomy and your own limits. It is understanding that you can love and support someone, but you cannot do their internal work for them. And boundaries are how you put this into practice. A boundary is saying, I can listen for 20 minutes, but I cannot be your therapist all night. Or, I care about you, but I will not be in a relationship where I am the only one giving. Setting boundaries will feel terrifying at first. You will worry that the person will leave. And here is the secret. Sometimes they will. But let them. The people who walk away when you set a boundary are the very people who are benefiting from you not having any. Your boundaries are the filter. They keep out those who are looking for a savior and make space for someone who is looking for a partner. And for many, working with a therapist is a crucial step in learning how to build and hold these boundaries. This pattern of falling for broken people is not a life sentence. It is an echo of an old wound. It is a sign that a part of you is still trying to earn the love and security you may not have received the way you needed it long ago. But you are not a child anymore. You do not have to perform, fix, or rescue anyone to be worthy of love. You were worthy of it all along. The journey out of this pattern is really a journey back home to yourself. It is about learning to give yourself the validation you have been trying to get from others. It is about finally trading the exhausting job of the rescuer for the deeply fulfilling role of an equal partner. Real love is not supposed to feel like a project. It is supposed to feel like a partnership. It is not about finding someone broken you can fix. It is about finding someone whole you can build with. And the first step to finding that person is to finally believe that you are already whole, right here, right now,